On February 5, 2025, the world awoke to a bold proposition from former US President Donald Trump. In a move that sent shockwaves through the global community, Trump suggested a new framework for resolving the Palestinian refugee crisis. This involved the resettlement of Palestinians in 6 countries. While the specific countries remain undisclosed, Trump expressed confidence that Egypt, a key player in the region, would likely view the proposal favorably. This unexpected announcement has ignited fierce debate, with analysts and policymakers scrambling to decipher its potential ramifications. The proposal, shrouded in ambiguity, raises more questions than answers. Which countries are being considered? What would resettlement entail? How would such a monumental undertaking be logistically and politically feasible? At the heart of the matter lies the plight of millions of Palestinian refugees, displaced by decades of conflict. Trump's proposal, while lacking in concrete details, attempts to address this long-standing issue in a radical manner. The international community now finds itself at a crossroads, grappling with the potential benefits and drawbacks of such an audacious plan. The stakes are undeniably high, and the world watches with bated breath as this unfolding saga continues to reshape the geopolitical landscape. Only time will tell whether Trump's vision will lead to a lasting solution or further entrench the complexities of one of the world's most intractable conflicts. Egypt, a linchpin in Middle Eastern politics, finds itself in a delicate position. Trump's confidence in Egypt's potential acceptance of the resettlement plan underscores the country's strategic importance. However, Cairo's response is far from certain. Egypt must carefully weigh the potential benefits and risks of such a move. On the one hand, acceding to the proposal could strengthen ties with the United States and potentially unlock economic incentives. Egypt has long played a mediating role in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and this move could solidify its position as a regional power broker. However, the domestic implications are complex. Accepting a large influx of Palestinian refugees could strain Egypt's already stretched resources and potentially fuel social unrest. The historical context adds another layer of complexity. Egypt's own experiences with Palestinian refugees, particularly in the Gaza Strip, have been fraught with challenges. Ultimately, Egypt's decision will be driven by a pragmatic assessment of its national interests. Balancing regional stability, its relationship with the Palestinian Authority, and its own internal dynamics will be paramount. Trump's proposal, while novel in its scope, is not without historical precedent. Throughout history, forced migrations and resettlement schemes have been employed to address conflicts and humanitarian crises. The aftermath of World War II, for instance, witnessed mass population transfers across Europe. Similarly, the partition of India and Pakistan in 1947 led to one of the largest forced migrations in human history. These historical examples, while offering insights into the complexities of resettlement, also serve as stark reminders of the human cost often associated with such endeavors. However, the Palestinian case presents unique challenges. The historical and emotional attachment of Palestinians to their land adds a layer of complexity not present in other cases. Moreover, the unresolved political status of Palestine further complicates matters. Trump's proposal departs from previous attempts at resolving the Palestinian refugee crisis, which have primarily focused on repatriation or compensation. By proposing resettlement in multiple countries, the plan deviates from the traditional framework of a two-state solution. This departure has sparked debate about whether it represents a pragmatic approach, or a dangerous deviation from established international norms. Trump's proposal, while ambitious in its scope, faces a myriad of challenges and has drawn sharp criticism from various quarters. Critics argue that the plan is logistically impractical, financially burdensome, and morally questionable. Firstly, the logistics of resettling millions of Palestinians across 6 countries would be a monumental undertaking. It would require unprecedented coordination and cooperation among nations with potentially divergent interests. Secondly, the financial costs associated with such a massive resettlement program would be staggering. Providing housing, healthcare, education, and employment opportunities for such a large population would place a significant strain on the economies of the receiving countries. Thirdly, critics raise ethical concerns about the forced displacement of people from their homeland. The right of return for refugees is enshrined in international law, and many argue that resettlement would undermine this fundamental right. Section 5. Ripples on the world stage, international implications. The international community has responded to Trump's proposal with a mixture of caution, skepticism, and concern. The plan, if implemented, has the potential to significantly alter the geopolitical landscape of the Middle East and beyond. Firstly, it could exacerbate existing tensions between Israel and its neighbors. The proposal's deviation from the two-state solution framework has raised concerns among those who view it as a way to legitimize Israeli settlements in the West Bank. Secondly, the resettlement of Palestinian refugees in neighboring Arab countries could destabilize these countries' fragile political and social fabrics. The influx of a large, dispossessed population could strain resources, fuel social unrest, and potentially reignite dormant conflicts. Thirdly, the plan's implications extend beyond the Middle East. It has the potential to set a dangerous precedent for addressing refugee crises globally. Critics argue that it could embolden other countries to pursue similar policies of forced resettlement, undermining international law and humanitarian principles. Section 6. A House divided, supporters and critics square off. Trump's proposal has unsurprisingly ignited a firestorm of debate, dividing opinions sharply between supporters and critics. Supporters of the plan view it as a bold and innovative approach to resolving one of the world's most intractable conflicts. They argue that it offers a pragmatic solution to the Palestinian refugee crisis, one that could potentially bring lasting peace and stability to the region. They contend that resettlement would provide Palestinian refugees with improved living conditions, access to better economic opportunities, and a chance to rebuild their lives. Furthermore, they believe that it would alleviate the demographic pressures on Israel and pave the way for a more secure future for the Jewish state. Critics, however, view the proposal with deep skepticism, seeing it as a cynical attempt to erase the Palestinian cause and legitimize Israeli control over the occupied territories. They argue that it violates international law, undermines Palestinian rights, and ignores the historical injustices at the heart of the conflict. They also point to the immense logistical and financial challenges associated with such a massive resettlement program, questioning its feasibility and long-term sustainability. Moreover, they express concern that it could destabilize the region and set a dangerous precedent for addressing refugee crises worldwide. Section 7. The Egyptian perspective. A nation grapples with a dilemma. Egypt, thrust into the spotlight by Trump's proposal, grapples with a complex dilemma. The potential for Egypt to host many Palestinian refugees has sparked intense debate. Some Egyptians fear resource strain, social unrest, and historical complexities. Others see an opportunity to bolster Egypt's global standing and economy. The government will weigh the benefits and risks, negotiating to protect national interests. Section 8. Charting the unknown potential futures. The future of Trump's proposal remains uncertain, shrouded in speculation. Several scenarios could unfold, each with far-reaching implications. One possibility is the proposal gains traction through intense negotiations. This would involve significant concessions and financial assistance. Another possibility is the plan faces insurmountable opposition. This could further entrench the conflict and ignite new violence. A third scenario involves piecemeal implementation with mixed results. This could create a patchwork of policies failing to address root causes. The fate of the proposal hinges on compromise, resources, and geopolitics. The decisions made will profoundly impact millions of Palestinians and the Middle East. Section 9. Conclusion. A legacy yet to be written. Trump's proposal to resettle Palestinian refugees in 6 countries stands as a stark reminder of the enduring complexities of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. It is a bold, albeit controversial proposition that has reignited debate about the future of the Palestinian people and the pursuit of peace in the Middle East. The proposal's legacy remains to be written, its ultimate impact yet to be fully grasped. Will it be remembered as a watershed moment that paved the way for a lasting solution, or as a misguided attempt that only deepened existing divisions? Only time will tell. What is certain is that the international community faces a critical juncture. The decisions made in response to Trump's proposal will have far-reaching consequences, shaping the lives of millions and influencing the geopolitical landscape for generations to come. It is a moment that demands careful consideration, bold leadership, and a steadfast commitment to justice and human dignity.